good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fray Up Your Heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, and that's me. Just was having fun yesterday. I'm sure it'll be analyzed upside down and all around, because apparently people don't know that my training is in performing arts and stuff. So, and just I like to be silly sometimes. Life gets too heavy. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have our own spiritual revolution, because we're going to do a quick practice run of focus. It's very important that you learn to focus with the Lord in every which way that you possibly can when there's things that are not going well and things are just out of array and you're wanting to kind of get your flesh in order, that being obedient with Jesus. Obedience is also just trusting Spirit that it's going to work out, and the visualization of that. The visualization of the victory. The victory is complete in Jesus. This is not through our own strength. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to create, and some of this is just going to be quiet. It's just going to be quiet because you're going to deep breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, and I do put my hands together. This helps just bring the body into a center. And you put every bit of your focus, no other lingering thoughts, just purely on Christ and His goodness and His truth and His power and His healing and His grace. And now we're going to visualize Him bringing all of the darkness up into the light. All of the light to expose all the darkness every which way. Darkness scatters in the light. They will reconfigure, they will redirect. The more the light stands up and stays firm, that doesn't mean yelling and screaming at everyone all the time. But there is a time and a place for firm affirmation. I don't believe God intended for us to be hiding in a corner for our whole lives. There are times that we are to hide. So we're just going to bring this visualization around with the Lord, and we're going to see it. You're going to try to envision this completion of God's victory, of the darkness being subdued, destroyed, dispersed, removed, relocated. And we're just going to envision all the God's goodness and protection and righteousness over the victims of the earth. It is a forced victimization. You can keep trying to climb out of it, but they're killing us. They're doing it in different methods, but similar methods, and it's a joint effort of the governments with the satanic rule of the universe. Which would seem that would point to that we're definitely at the end of something. But I honestly am starting to sense that because of God's grace and mercy, it's just going to be a long road to reconstruction. If it's the end, hallelujah. And we have a new heaven and a new earth with Jesus Christ, and we reign forever. But our job as disciples of Christ is to bring as much truth. Light is truth, okay? Love is light. True love is light. True mercy is light. All the attributes of God is light. And little by little, we want to acquire those same abilities. And it just actually comes upon us naturally with the Lord. The more that we draw closer to Him, it's more or less effortless. We don't no longer want anything to do with that manipulative, controlling, darkness of manipulation anymore. We wouldn't want that anymore. We no longer will find satisfaction in comparing ourselves or competing with another. Monetary gain will no longer satisfy. It will become a brick wall. And no matter how much you spend in this, the emptiness or this thing that you're trying to fill is not getting filled. And that's the calling. That's the calling from Spirit, from Jesus Christ. So right now we're just going to take another moment of silence. I might speak a few words, and we're just going to focus together. That's the other vital part of this, is the focus of it together, the revealing of the truth, the sustainment of truth. When you awake in the morning, before you put your feet on the ground, or right when you're putting your feet on the ground and you're sitting on the edge of the bed, is when you are to focus, hyper-focus into Jesus. One of the biggest tools of the devil is the minute people wake up in the morning and they may get flooded with any number of thoughts or array of situations to maybe set their day off on the wrong foot. We've all been there. It doesn't mean that we ever get 100% perfect at it, but I tell you, focusing on Jesus, no technology, nothing else, maybe a short reading and a prayer to start your day is a big deal. It's such a big deal. And that we focus on the spiritual revolution, because that's what we need. We don't need guns, and we don't need bombs, and we don't need violence. We need a focused attention on the plane that we want to be on this earth, and to acknowledge to ourselves personally and with Spirit that we know that we are being fed lies, and we no longer are going to stand by this, and we will visualize every last one of these liars that were voted in to walk away, to going to walk out of office. And you want to see this happening. You want to actually see the evil walking out the door. You want to see it leaving. You want to see it being held up in the light and being held accountable. And just take so many minutes of each day, and that's our focus. That's our silent revolution right now. What is a non-silent revolution but a peaceful revolution? Contacting these very politicians and telling them to fire themselves, because obviously no one else is going to do it. And that we focus that God's going to clear house, clean house, or are we coming to an ultimate end? We're not God, so we don't know. And so that's another great place to be, is to have faith in God and know that He has it fully in His hands. It may appear that He's taken His hands off because there are some regions that He is letting crumble. Complete, devastating crumbles of devastations. And unfortunately, the evil is the ones doing it. So God is letting the evil cleanse the evil, or there's too many victims and innocent blood, though. And so doesn't that make it so difficult to even trust God? Well, our only hope in that is that that innocent blood is free with Him in heaven. And that all those murdered souls and killings and torture, Jesus is hugging all of those people in heaven. And He's comforting them for what they went through. So make your decision today whose team you're on. Because there literally is only two teams left, and it's you either get to Jesus Christ or you perish in this evil, evil made world that could have been quite a bit different, in a better way, with just a few tweaks. Well, I hope this finds you well. I hope that it made sense. I hope that I was able to give you some kind of tool and focus. And that's all I have for today. Try to have a lovely day. Or try to have a lovely minute by minute by minute. And if it's real bad for you, just beg God to keep you held on. Hold on to his anchor, and he'll take you through all the storms, because he is our anchor in times of trouble. Love you. Have a good one.